This radio show might make you cry, will probably make you angry, will most assuredly make you laugh, and is guaranteed to make you think. 3-6 Nation Radio, where no topic is too hot, no take is too cold, with Monica Livingston. 3-6 Nation Radio, in 3, 2, 1.
Mic check one. Hi, Jacob. Oh, I'm back. I missed you last week. I forgot what I was doing. Shopping. No, I had a speech somewhere. I forget now. All over the place. Rochester, New York, I think is where I was last week with Positive Coaching Alliance, doing my thing. But I missed you guys. Ivan is not here. Ivan is Jamaica? I think he's not thinking about us at all. Like I hit him up today, no response. But anyway, welcome to 3-6 Nation Radio. We are getting ready to get the party started today. We got a packed show, so you're just gonna have to stay tuned in. I've got some news topics that I absolutely want to talk about today. Parkland shooter's brother was arrested. There's a Judge Jonathan Russo, who told a young lady who was accusing someone of rape that she tried to deter the rapist, and his advice to her was to close her legs. We're gonna talk about that for a little bit. And I had another story, but I forgot it. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna pay some bills, get back on track. Sorry that we're late. We had a little snafu here with the banner, but doesn't the banner look good? I'm looking at it now. It looks good. Let me see how it looks like this. Y'all weren't ready for that. Cool. Cooler. Cool. Cooler. Cool. All right, Jacob, take us to commercial. 3-6 Nation Radio. We'll be right back.
Thought about launching a broadcasting career? Think you have what it takes to become a broadcasting professional? Learn the skills that will make people want to tune in. Join Monica Livingston, radio personality and owner of 3-6 Nation, for a career development workshop on what it takes to be a radio DJ, sportscaster, and news anchor. Find out how the former DC diva and owner of 3-6 Nation manages her own live internet radio show. Sign up for a workshop today, where Monica doesn't just share broadcasting tools. She puts you on the air.
Sean Parker here, and whenever I want some good food in nice-sized portions, not bird-sized food, but big boy portions, I look no further than the Crystal City Sports Pub. Now, if you just stayed on the original first story of the restaurant, you'd be more than happy with the pool tables and the aforementioned good food. But then they went and added a grand second story with, check this out, 6 37-inch LCDs, 2 8-foot projection screen TVs, and a 10-foot projection screen TV, and as a cherry on the top, a state-of-the-art sound booth. They're open 365 days a year, and they are waiting for you. The Crystal City Sports Pub, 529 23rd Street South in Arlington, Virginia. Call them at 703-521-8215 or visit them on the web at ccsportspub.com.
All right, we are back. 3-6 Nation Radio. Thank you for joining us today. So I wanted to talk about the Parkland shooter. The brother, his name is Zachary Cruz, and Zachary was arrested recently for just being on the premises of the school where his brother, as we know, unfortunately, massacred people and terrorized people. And the young man, his brother, although they share the same mother, they don't share the same father. They were adopted by the same family. And as you guys probably know by now, the adoptive parents both have passed, and they think that was part of the breakdown in that family unit that made the brother who did the killing. I won't even mention his name. We'll just call him Crazy. That Crazy went on this shooting spree. So my issue that I have with this is that the brother was arrested. He was skateboarding, and he was on the premises. Near the school. He actually wasn't on the premises of the school, but he was near the school. He was arrested for trespassing, and his bail was set at $50,000. And trespassing normally carries a $25 fine. So I wanted to, and I'm going to ask the guests later, we always do that, turn it around. But Jacob, I'm going to start with you first. Jacob, the engineer extraordinaire. What are your thoughts about this? The guy he's supposedly banned, but they couldn't prove it then that they had this restraining order against him. When he was confronted by the police officers, he said he just wanted to take in and soak up the shooting, and that was a little weird, but he just felt like being around. He wasn't doing anything. They checked his backpack. He was very amenable, was very polite, and they arrested him for trespassing, although there was no proof that they had a trespassing order or restraining order against him. He was jailed on the 19th, held for 3 days in jail because obviously he didn't have $50,000, nor did his adoptive parents. And I just think it's unfair. Or is it reasonable to do that because of what his brother did, and maybe he's under that same mindset? Your thoughts, sir?
Yeah, it's a little suspect and unconstitutional, if you ask me. But from a human standpoint, also a little suspect on the kid's part. It doesn't hurt in a physical or moral sense to see what the hell he's doing around there, but also clearly some civil liberties were infringed upon. I would say.
So they let him out. I think they reduced the bail, and now he's on probation. So here's a young man who's now on probation for something really no crime. He really didn't do anything, and now he's got to carry that record. And I don't want to bring race into it, but we have a picture of him, right? Don't we, Jacob? He looks vastly different from his brother. And so I wonder if this has anything to do with it, or maybe it's just that his brother is completely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and they decided that, we better watch this. We're going to ask our guests that we have on later to weigh in on that also. I feel like you do, Jacob, that, I think it was a little much. I think stopping him was, doing due diligence, looking in his backpack. They also raided his home. They didn't raid his home. They got a search warrant and checked the home. He didn't have any access to guns. So, they let him go. But, 3 days in jail, I bet he wasn't very popular either, being the brother of, the other kid. So we'll get to that. Now, on to something happier. LA Rams have selected to have 2 men be cheerleaders for the upcoming football season. And so we got a heavy football theme today. So there they are right there. That's Napoleon Genies, I think is his name, and Quentin Perron. And Quentin is on the right, the one with the light eyes. That's Quentin and Napoleon. They had some fancy moves though too. Do we have video of that or no? Like we had some. They were doing it. So again, do you think that men should be? Go ahead and show the video a little bit here.
Now, a big change coming to the NFL for the first time ever. Men will be on a cheerleading squad. Quentin and Napoleon will be on the sidelines for the LA Rams, and they join us now from LA with their captain Emily. Let's see all three. Hey guys, good morning. You want to say good morning?
Bud, what do you think about men? Oh, they're so happy. And by happy, I mean happy. Go ahead, y'all. Yes. They are doing it. They got better moves than me. Should men be able to be cheerleaders in the NFL? Again, we're going to pose that question to our studio guest that we have today. But Jacob, what do you think? Weigh in, my brother.
Yeah, of course. Why not?
You don't think it's weird at all?
No.
I'm with you. I don't think so either. I figure if women got to stand out there in those short shorts, I mean, I don't mind it, but I'm just saying if they have to do that, then, why not let men be able to do it?
They're not into football. They're into cheerleading.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
They should participate too.
Well,
and as much as the eye candy of the ladies I prefer, I'm sure there are plenty of football fans who enjoy masculine.
I'm sure they are.
Eye candy.
That was tough for you. I mean, Jacob had a hard time even getting that out. He said masculine eye candy. Like, it just didn't roll off, your tongue. Spoken like a true heterosexual, Jacob.
Thank you.
No
yes,
problem. No problem.
I am heterosexual.
Ooh, watch me roar. Haha, me man. Okay, so we're going to come back. I'm going to skip the last story because we're behind schedule. I'm going to get Dr. Sudan Gordon when we come back. He will be joining me on the stage to talk about his new project with Green Pharmacy and what that even means. And I don't think it's the green that some of you guys are thinking about. I think we're talking about real medicine here. Although that's a debate. Maybe I'll ask him about that, about the other green, and if it truly is a medicine. We'll see what the doc has to say. It's 3-6 Nation Radio. We'll be right back.
Come on, hustle. Get your head in the game. Come on.
Are you setting the right example for your kids?
Are you even trying? The ball's down there. What are you doing? You need to get some confidence.
Come on, hustle up, get up there.
Reviewing last year, ad revenue has declined 15%.
Come on, get your head on straight.
Before your child's next game, ask yourself, how would you like it if they copied your behavior?
There are many ways which we can improve.
That's for sure. You need to get some confidence.
Positive Coaching Alliance has valuable tips and tools to help our kids perform their best while keeping sports enjoyable for everyone. Their development zone is a great resource for parents like us. Positive Coaching Alliance, creating better athletes, better people. Learn more at positivecoach.org/Fox Sports.
I love how USAA gives me the peace of mind and the security just like the Marines did. At one point I did change to a different company with car insurance and I was not happy with the customer service. We have switched back over and we feel like we're back home now.
The process through USAA is so effortless that you feel like you're a part of the family.
I love that I can pass a membership to my children and that they can be protected. We're the Williams family and we're USAA members for life.
Call USAA today to talk about your insurance needs.
All right, welcome back to 3-6 Nation Radio. I am joined by the sharp-looking Dr. Sudan Gordon. How are you, Doc?
I'm doing very well. Let me speak into the mic
there
here.
You go.
Yeah.
Doctor.
Yes, that's correct.
I think when we first met, you were just Sudan.
Yeah, I know. It's a long time coming.
Now it's Dr. Gordon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for coming,
hard.
man. Yeah, thanks for coming. So, you graduated from Howard University Pharmacy School.
Yes, I did.
Originally from where?
I'm originally from Virginia Beach, Virginia. It's
okay.
Not too far from here.
So you came up here just to go to school?
Specifically to go to Howard, yeah.
All right. And undergrad, you did?
Biology.
Okay.
Minored in chemistry. I always knew I wanted to do pharmacy, but decided to get my bachelor's degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and we met through a CPR class, and the brother hooked me up. I owe you some money.
I owe you some money.
No, I'm going over to Howard April 13th to do the pharmacy student CPR.
Yeah,
I might owe you some money.
Oh, you really might owe me some money. Okay,
so
yeah.
We'll talk off camera.
Yeah,
definitely.
Off
camera now. And
wow,
so
that's what's up.
You
Good.
became this pharmacist instead of going to work CVS or a hospital or Kaiser or whatever it is that pharmacists do, Walgreens. You decided to venture out on your own?
Yeah, so I always had an interest in independent pharmacy. I got exposed to it before I was in pharmacy school. I worked also in a chain pharmacy setting.
Okay.
So I noticed that there were these like restrictions on how you could operate as working in a chain setting, in a corporate setting. And then having some experience working independent pharmacy, I saw, wow, like a lot of the restrictions that I saw were not in place. It was very direct with patients. You could spend more time with patients. You could research and really get like valuable information for patients to be able to help them out with whatever their issues were that they were dealing with.
So talk to, like, I'm a lay person, right? I hear what you're saying. I believe you. But how does that resonate with me or explain what that would mean for me? Why would I go to you instead of going to Target's pharmacy?
Okay, yeah. So the advantage of going to an independent pharmacy is essentially you get like the focused attention. I will be able to help you out in ways that I'm not covered by statistics like performance measures and things like that.
Gotcha.
Like for working in a chain pharmacy, they want you to do a certain number of prescriptions per hour.
Oh, really?
A certain number of prescriptions per day. And if you don't meet that criteria, then you get categorized as like an underperforming store.
Well, how are you in charge of that? Because I just bring you the script, right? And you're filling it. So are you allowed to, like, how would you increase sales or add on, or is that what you mean in terms of?
Yeah, so basically like every 3 months, there's some new initiative that comes down from corporate.
Really?
And they basically want you to like push this new thing. And what I started noticing working in a chain setting was there wasn't any way to like get feedback on what was actually working. It's just like every 3 months there was some new thing that they wanted you to do on top of everything that you were already doing. And the patient doesn't know that you have to do all of these extra things or what your responsibilities are. They just are expecting to drop their prescription off and either wait for it or come back and for it to be ready for them to pick up.
So I don't want to get you in any trouble, but sounds like you can ready to blow the whistle on some of these big chain pharmacies, because are you telling me, could it be something like I drop off my prescription for, I have ADHD, for Concerta or Ritalin, let's say, and then I come back to pick it up and they tell me that they're out of that because they need to push the Ritalin, and so they say, hey, we can fill this, or?
No, I'm saying more along the lines of they have a certain number of prescriptions that they desire for you to fill at a certain amount of time, but they're not giving you the help that you need in terms of pharmacy technicians.
Okay.
So basically,
to make it happen. Okay.
You're not able to actually complete what their expectation is for you, and so you're making promises that you're not able to keep.
Understood.
And you're not resetting the expectation for the patient, and you're not able to spend any extra time if somebody just has a question not related to a prescription medication because of the demand that's on you and expectation that's on you.
Which can be dangerous.
Absolutely.
If you're not able to spend time to educate me about what I'm taking, you know, then that could be really dangerous. Okay, so why the green pharmacy? That gives me some kind of indication that you're doing something different other than just the regular pills you can get at CVS. What's the green context?
Yeah, so the context of green pharmacy is basically we want to like be down to earth. You know, green is like just a life-giving color.
Okay.
It's a healthy color, represents health. And so with us
also
being
represent money,
it can represent money. Yeah, exactly. And then, you know, now with a lot of the medicinal marijuana talk, and I don't mind talking about that. I know before the segment you said, So green for us really just means down to earth. It means healthy. It means we want to focus on that. And also, you know, green means go. Like there's no stops. We want to make sure that we have seamless processes and ways to really help you to resolve the conflicts that you have in previous experiences in pharmacy.
Why Gaithersburg, Maryland?
Okay, so my business partners, they operate a medical and surgical supply business in Gaithersburg. So I basically got connected with them.
Whoa, so you already got a base of patients built in.
Yeah, they have relationships that are already established. And so essentially I was looking for jobs after I graduated from school. I got a job offer. I accepted it. But I always had been in contact with this couple that were interested in building a pharmacy from scratch. And so from connecting with them and knowing that I had a desire in my heart to do that, it was kind of like divine how it came together. And we discussed it and then ultimately decided to move forward in building the pharmacy. So we've established it over the past 2 years. And then the beginning of this year, I made a full commitment, took a leap of faith, and just like jumped to operate it and get it started.
So you just out there like every day just building this?
Absolutely.
And is the goal to have different, you know, branches of this, or are you just going to stick with the one? Or
well, right now we're trying to establish relationship with the community, find out what the needs are, find out what the patient base is, like what are the disease states that are affecting the area, how can we like impact the community directly where we are. So that's the primary goal right now. Okay. But I think eventually, if we're successful and we're able to, we would like to look for another place, like to increase our services. Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Okay. And now the marijuana talk. We talked about it offline. Do you, as a pharmacist, do you consider marijuana to have you know, medical properties that can be helpful for someone?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. When I was a student, I actually did a clinical rotation. We had to go to different places for like a month, maybe to just learn different types of pharmacy. And I did a regulatory rotation with the DC Board of Pharmacy. And it was like maybe 3 months after they had approved the medicinal marijuana program.
Okay.
So I sat in on a hearing and I heard patients, I heard advocates, I heard all sides of the argument, the distributors, everyone's arguments about why this program needs to be successful and why there's been a stall in it, because at that point they had only had like maybe 50 something applicants, not even approved, but just applicants.
Gotcha.
And essentially what it is it's easier to get a gun in DC than it is to get approved for the medicinal marijuana program. They didn't have enough indications for it, diseases that were approved for you to be able to get the card for it. So there's a lot of things that prohibit people who are actually in need. And as a pharmacist, how are we considered the experts on drugs, but we don't have any say in what happens in the medicinal marijuana program? It's a completely separate entity. It's not directly involved with anything that's taking place.
You're right. It seems like you guys should be much more connected with the people that are prescribing the medication, because you know exactly what it does. I would think that, not to take away from doctors, but doctors learn more about the medications through their reps that come and sell them to them. And when they go to these conferences where they're flown around the world and get to, experience some fun and pleasure and promote these drugs, and that you guys are literally the experts on the drugs. And so, how can you create better synergy between doctors and pharmacists, or is it there and, the layperson like myself is just ignorant to that process?
Yeah, I mean, for me, what I've observed just as a student, for example, I went to Howard University for undergrad as well as for pharmacy school. What I love about Howard is they have all of the professional programs. They have a dental program, they have a medical program, they have a physician's assistant program, they have a pharmacy program. And so when you have all of these programs, the faculty is able to teach integratively. So you might have a class with some dental students, you might have a class with some medical students, collaborative. When I've had conversations with other people in other professions related to health, they all say my hardest class is pharmacology. My hardest class is drugs. I can't remember these drugs. I can't remember anything. So it is kind of interesting. Like doctors, their focus is basically diagnosing medication.
Sure.
And pharmacists' main function is for treatment and therapy. So when you're looking at medicinal marijuana and where that fills in, it seems to me that pharmacists should be involved in the process of that. It's completely separate from all other drugs, but it is considered a drug at the same time.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy.
I'm not sure, the bureaucracy behind it.
I gotta
but
figure out the
at the same time, it is kind of interesting to me. It always has been interesting to me that pharmacists are not directly involved in medicinal marijuana.
Something strange, and I bet it has to do with money and power, like most things do. But I feel like better pharmacists and people like yourself will get to the bottom of that. Tell people how to get in touch with you, Green Pharmacy.
Absolutely.
Where you're located and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, so Green Pharmacy, we're located in Gaithersburg, Maryland, right by Lake Forest Mall on 355. We are open Monday through Friday currently between the hours of 9 and 5. We're going to extend our hours as the business grows. God willing, that'll be sooner than later. We provide several different services, including local delivery, medication therapy management, comprehensive medication reviews, and mainly for you to get in touch with us, you can give us a phone call. It's 301-519-9518. Again, 301-519-9518, or you can go onto our website, which is getting ready to launch. It's under construction, but we're in the final stages of it. It's greenpharmacyonline.com.
Okay.
We also have a Facebook page, which is Green Pharmacy. You can search that. And then Instagram, and we're going to continue adding social media accounts, but we have an Instagram account, which is Green Pharmacy Online.
All right. Now, I can't let you get out of here. I saw the beautiful wedding pictures. You got to give Wifey a shout out.
Yeah.
Baby girl a shout out. And talk about Wifey's project also and how people can get in touch with her. I'm going to have her on the show, but we can't leave her. You'll be in trouble when you get
so
home.
My wife, Alyssa, I love her. My daughter, Glory, they're at home right now. She's been doing great. She's building her own, subscribership, viewership on YouTube. She has a YouTube channel. It's called Wonderful Acts. I talked to her before I came here. She was praying for me like, oh man, I hope this interview goes well. So she's very supportive of what I'm doing in the community and in the pharmacy. We got married August of 2016. We had our daughter August of 2017.
Y'all see this brother up here grinning? He mentioned it. He just grinning.
So,
right?
yeah, so
he's talking to that pharmacy. He was like, "Let me tell you, da da da." He said something about it. Listen to that. He said, "Yeah,
yeah." I need a copy of this video so I can chop it up and show it to her in the middle of the argument. I'm like, "Hold up,
hey, remember what
this
I
how
said,
I really
baby?
feel."
Right.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I would tell you is she's right. So don't argue with her.
Okay.
Right? That's all you got to remember.
All right, I'm gonna write that one down.
Yeah, I'm looking looking forward to having her on. I saw a couple of the videos that you sent me. Wonderful acts. She's got like 30,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
I mean, she's really doing it.
Within
you guys,
2 months since January, it literally the viewership has increased. It's tripled since January. So only in 2 months' time.
Well, you guys are, faith-based people. You're good people, and so I'm not surprised at the success that you're having, the success that she's having in 2
praise
months.
God.
I know you guys are very faithful in your walk, and you give off just positivity. So I know that Green Pharmacy is going to be huge. Wonderful Acts is huge, and she has a spirit about her that you can't stop watching it. Like I was watching the video and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch the video because you're coming on, so I'm doing my research, and then I just looked up, and it was like 7 minutes later and I'm still, listening. So it's very uplifting and encouraging. And I think what you guys are doing for the community, both you're helping, holistically here and with people, and then she's helping the heart. I think you guys are going to soar. Brother, it's good to see you, man.
Yeah, great
Thanks
to see you
for
as
coming
well.
on.
I'm due to renew my CPR training, so we got to schedule that some other time.
I got a mannequin in the car. We can get this done to a commercial break. It's just a research, okay? All right.
Perfect.
All right, Dr. Gordon, thank you for joining us. It's 36 Nation Radio. We'll be right back after these messages.
It's about respect. Respect for our teammates, respect for our fans, and respect for our game.
It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. On this team, we're a family.
Racist, sexist, and homophobic language have no place on our team.
We pledge to make our locker room a safe place for everyone.
No matter your race, religion, or whether you are straight or gay, if you can play, you can play.
Thought about launching a broadcasting career? Think you have what it takes to become a broadcasting professional? Learn the skills that will make people want to tune in. Join Monica Livingston, radio personality and owner of 36 Nation, for a career development workshop on what it takes to be a radio DJ, sportscaster, and news anchor. Find out how the former DC diva and owner of 36 Nation manages her own live internet radio show. Sign up for a workshop today where Monica doesn't just share broadcasting tools, she puts you on the air.
It's Sean Parker here, and whenever I want some good food in nice-sized portions, not bird-sized food, but big boy portions, I look no further than the Crystal City Sports Pub. Now, if you just stayed on the original first story of the restaurant, you'd be more than happy with the pool tables and the aforementioned good food, but then they went and added a grand second story with, check this out, 6 37-inch LCDs, 2 8-foot projection screen TVs, and a 10-foot projection screen TV, and as a cherry on the top, a state-of-the-art sound booth. They're open 365 days a year, and they are waiting for you. The Crystal City Sports Pub, 529 23rd Street South in Arlington, Virginia. Call them at 703-521-8215 or visit them on the web at ccsportspub.com.
I had family members tell me when I was trying to accomplish my goals, they said, "You're just going to end up like your mom. You're going to go to prison like her." I had family members tell me, "You're just going to end up like your dad." And the fixed mindset would say that that was going to happen, but I had a growth mindset that told me I could accomplish something different. I had an educator, one of my favorite counselors, was a man named Mr. Cortez. I remember him because it seemed crazy to me, some of the things he would embarrass me all the time. We go to visit a university, and he would talk about me and talk about me and talk about me and talk about me. I remember when I finally was starting to get my level of acceptance. And usually when I'm talking to students, I only talk about how I was accepted at Georgetown, but I'll be honest with you guys, I got a lot of denials too. I remember getting the letter for Harvard for the first time. I'm sitting at home, I got the stack, I have Harvard and Yale both sitting in the mailbox. I pull them out, I sit down at the table. I did it by myself because I was afraid of what other people might say. And so I opened the letter up before anyone got home. And I remember seeing Harvard tell me, denied.
Jonathan, are you there?
I am here. I'm ready. Estoy listo.
CC, I don't know what you said, but all right. Mr. Medina, we were watching a little bit of your video there. I have to say, I was impressed by the video. I thought you only spoke with young kids, but it seems like you have a platform that is all inclusive for adults. I'm guessing that was a group of teachers.
I do a lot of teacher events all across the country. I often am hired to come in and do a lot of professional development with teachers. Yes.
Cool. Well, listen, Jonathan, you've got a story, man, and I'm impressed by it. You grew up in Texas. You're a football player. We got a football theme kind of running through here today. Some of my teammates, I retired 100 years ago, but from the DC Divas are in the building. And so I wanted to have you on at the same time. And you played for my brother's alma mater, Georgetown University. And go Hoyas and all that kind of good stuff, unless it's, unless they play in Maryland. And then I got to stay true. But, that's okay. Tell me about your story growing up in Texas.
Well, I grew up in the very, very bottom tip of Texas in the Rio Grande Valley. It's right on the border. It's the lowest income area of anywhere in the nation. And when I was young, people told me that my dreams of going on and playing college football were too big. People told me that my dreams of going to a Georgetown University or a school comparable to Georgetown were too big.
Mm-hmm.
Especially considering the fact that my parents went to prison, that I never knew my real father. People just kept on telling me that it was too big. But my grandfather, when I was really young, he taught me that in Spanish it says, en esta vida hay que luchar. That means in this life you have to fight, you have to wrestle. So I learned that I could fight for that big dream. I learned I could wrestle, and I can go and accomplish it.
Wow. So then when you open up the letter, we got to the point in the video, you open up the letter from Harvard, and they say no, and you're bummed, and then walk us through the next part, because we didn't finish the video. Did you have multiple letters that day, or how did you regroup and get back from, that hit?
Well, it's definitely a hard hit. Actually, Princeton was my number one choice. The Princeton coaches called me every single week after every game. I had met and had dinner with the president of the university, and then I'd been taught.
You're cutting out a little bit, Jonathan. Stop moving. Slow down. You driving?
Princeton also sent me a letter that same day. Princeton, Harvard, Yale all came in on the same day, and I got denied to all of them. And I really thought I was going to go to Princeton. I just spent the summer at Princeton. I had met with the president of the university, had dinner one-on-one. I had coaches calling me every week. And I kind of got caught off guard. And I can remember opening the letter, getting teary-eyed, and feeling like all those people that had said those things about me not being able to succeed like that, like it had come true. And the following week, the right university, the right letter came in. And I got accepted at Georgetown. And I can remember flying across the country and feeling so excited to be there in that place. And so I just took full advantage when I got there.
Yeah, and Georgetown's a good school, and DC is a lot of fun also. So I know the heck with Harvard and Princeton. Then screw them. Yeah, nobody care about them. You know what you should do?
I was very excited. I flew in for a game against Princeton, and we beat them. So I was excited.
Oh, I bet that was sweet. See, you better than me. I would have won and walked over there and been like, see, I could have been over here with you, but never mind. That's what I would have done. But you're better sport than I am. So listen, your mom was incarcerated. And your father, I think in the bio, you were estranged from him, correct?
Yes.
And so you've got one parent you're not talking to, and another one that's incarcerated several times through your childhood. Who looked out for you?
I was very blessed. My grandfather stepped up to the plate. As I go and I think across the country at schools, I find so many different kids that tell me their grandparents have stepped up for them. So even though I could have used that as an excuse, my grandfather took care of me, and he taught me a couple of good values. And then I had, one of the reasons I love talking to staff is because so many of the teachers that were in my life actually encouraged me. So I had some that had discouraging comments about me. But then I had others that told me I could accomplish those things. So I love telling the story of how my coach impacted my life, how my counselor intervened a few times in my life, and how I had different teachers that just really believed in me and poured into me in a positive way. And it completely changed my mindset on how I could succeed.
Yeah, I think that's so important to remind teachers that, and when I do, I do something similar. That came up when I was in Rochester last week, that teachers are so much more influential sometimes than they think, and they forget about that. I can remember my favorite teacher and I can remember my worst teacher in the same amount of time, because people remember how you make them feel. Listen, we're having a little bit of trouble on the connection here. So while I have you in a good spot, I want you to give out your contact info if people want to see you speaking, your YouTube, your Instagram, all that kind of stuff, and whatever number they can get in contact with you if they want to book Jonathan to come and talk to a group of students or teachers or any kind of professional development you have. How would they go about getting in touch with you?
The number one way of getting in touch with me is going to my website, jmedinaspeaks.com. That's the letter J. Medina is MEDINA speaks.com. My number's there. I give some free videos on some resources on how to influence and impact and motivate students today, because it's a little bit different today.
Yeah.
And as well as you can see my topics, you can see places I've been, and a ton of testimonials. So I would say my website is the number one thing, specifically because I can give you those free resources.
Cool. We'll do that, and we'll share it on our social media channels because, again, it's a little difficult to hear you, but if you go to the videos, you'll see that this guy is dynamic. His story resonates with the youth of today. They get him, and, if you're looking for someone to lift you up and inspire, I recommend Jonathan Medina very, very highly. So, Jonathan, listen, we're going to have you in studio, right? So this was a good excuse here. I can say, well, the connection was terrible, so you need to get your butt here. And I think you should come when the Skins play Dallas. You can hang out at my house, and you can, lose there.
I would love to be there just for when the Cowboys beat the Redskins.
Now, see, with the connection is even worse now. Okay, Jonathan, we're going to let you go now. All right, it was good talking to you, brother. All right, be safe. Jacob, hang up on Jonathan. Bye, Jonathan. We love you. Jonathan Medina, everybody. Bye. He talking about, no, the Redskins going to the Super Bowl. Bye, Jonathan. Bye. All right, I really hung up on him. I hope he's going to be okay with that. But no, he's an excellent guy. Bad connection, but check him out. Definitely check him out. He's an inspiring speaker. When we come back, DC Divas will be in the building. DC? DC? 36 Nation Radio. We'll be right back.
Come on, hustle. Get your head in the game. Come on.
Are you setting the right example for your kids?
Are you even trying? The ball's down there. What are you doing? You need to get some confidence.
Come on, hustle up. Get up there.
Reviewing last year, ad revenue has declined 15%.
Come on, get your head on straight.
Before your child's next game, ask yourself, how would you like it if they copied your behavior?
There are many ways which we can improve.
That's for sure. You need to get some confidence.
Positive Coaching Alliance has valuable tips and tools to help our kids perform their best while keeping sports enjoyable for everyone. Their development zone is a great resource for parents like us. Positive Coaching Alliance, creating better athletes, better people. Learn more at positivecoach.org/Fox Sports.
I love how USAA gives me the peace of mind and the security just like the Marines did. At one point I did change to a different company with car insurance, and I was not happy with the customer service.
We have switched back over and we feel like we're back home now.
The process through USAA is so effortless that you feel like you're a part of the family.
I love that I can pass a membership to my children and that they can be protected. We're the Williams family, and we're USAA members for life.
Call USAA today to talk about your insurance needs.
It's about respect. Respect for our teammates, respect for our fans, and respect for our game.
It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. On this team, we're a family.
Racist, sexist, and homophobic language have no place on our team.
We pledge to make our locker room a safe place for everyone.
No matter your race, religion, or whether you are straight or gay, if you can play, you can play.
Thought about launching a broadcasting career? Think you have what it takes to become a broadcasting professional? Learn the skills that will make people want to tune in. Join Monica Livingston, radio personality and owner of 36 Nation, for a career development workshop on what it takes to be a radio DJ, sportscaster, and news anchor. Find out how the former DC diva and owner of 36 Nation manages her own live internet radio show. Sign up for a workshop today, where Monica doesn't just share broadcasting tools, she puts you on the air.
All right, we are back. 36 Nation Radio. I am joined here by some football players, some players that played for the DC Divas. That's okay. The DC Divas are your championship women's professional tackle football team. Why am I hyped about this? It has nothing to do with the fact that I played for 7 seasons with the Divas. Nope, nothing at all to do with that. No, maybe a little bit. Maybe a smidge.
Maybe that you were a dope running back up for Hall of Fame?
Well, you know,
maybe.
Third time. I better get it this time. Vote, people. Damn.
Third time?
Third time's a charm, though. We'll make it happen this time.
Right.
Anyway, so introduce yourselves. What position you play?
There you
go. Number 20, Christina Burton. Running back is what I play.
My name is Amanda Congialdi. I'm the quarterback. Number 6.
Number 20.
Amanda, how do you say your last name?
Yeah, because you botched it. You didn't even Amanda C.
Amanda C. I mean, like, would you want me to, like,
you could have tried it. I've heard everything. Congialdi. Exactly how it's spelled.
Congialdi.
Exactly how it's spelled.
Oh,
really.
Congialdi.
Nothing.
I didn't look at it.
No tricky. No silent letter.
Right. Okay.
Just
You kind of want to put the C-O-N-G together and be like Kong Aladi.
I've heard
Congo. Aladi is where I was going.
I've heard Miss Congeniality.
I know damn well you ain't hear that.
Petty on that one.
All right. So the season opener. This is going to be our what year is this?
20?
20th season. 20 years. The DC Divas have been doing the thing right here in your backyard. How many people on the team?
We got we're probably around like 45, somewhere around 45.
Okay. How many coaches? I'm asking these questions so the people that don't know about us understand, that this is the real deal.
I think we have about 7 to 8 coaches.
Right. So we mirror any other professional football team, right? I mean, I remember back in the day, we even had a practice squad for a while where we had...
Heard about that.
Yeah. They didn't like to hang around too much. They just get popped and abused.
Practice squad.
You know what they did? They turned the squad into one person back in 2016. I'm not exactly sure who they used for that.
Right. And I think y'all still have a practice squad. It's just embedded into the team.
Yeah.
It's just the people that never gonna get on the field. No, I'm just kidding. Keep trying.
You will this
Work
year.
hard. It'll be your turn.
She's injured, so.
A lot of changes have happened, the Divas, in the last, I would say 3 seasons.
Yeah.
A lot of players have retired.
Yeah.
And I played 7 seasons, and I will say that probably it is to that point now, and I knew it was coming, where I don't know hardly anybody that I may have played with. I think Trig is still out there.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to Trig. I need to get her some counseling. It's time for her to sit down. It's
no,
over.
she had to. I told her she had to end it with an even 20. She had to complete it with an even number.
It's over, but it's not over.
It's not over
because she's still playing.
And she still
at
hits just as hard.
I know.
I've always felt like if you can still do it,
if not harder.
That's true. I'm just kidding with Trig. It's a little inside joke. But other than Trig, I don't think there's anyone left. So my point of that is there's a lot of transition in the ball club. Even last year was a big transition in the last 2 years of people retiring. Talk to me about the rebuilding that's going on, and more importantly, what we're going to see from this new DC Diva era.
So I think especially between last year and this year, I think we had the biggest influx of people that decided to retire.
How many people you think, just roughly?
It's definitely double digits.
It's double
Okay.
digits.
Right.
It's like
Definitely double
at least 12, maybe more. Have retired. They were great players.
Right.
They instilled some knowledge into the players that were going to be left behind. I think they left with the knowledge that they weren't going to come back, but they did need to feed some type of energy into a legacy that they're leaving behind. This year, it's Iron Man football. The running backs are playing linebacker or defensive back. The running backs have to be fullback and tailback at any given day.
A lot of players going both ways.
Yeah, a lot of
Wow,
players going
we haven't
both
seen
ways.
that in years.
Especially
Like-
with the divas, everyone's
Right.
accustomed to
yeah.
divas having so many players. And
that was one of the things that we in 2002 had to go both ways, and I hate saying
heard.
both ways actually.
We had to be on both sides of the ball.
Really makes me uncomfortable.
Both sides of the ball.
Yes, we had to play offense and defense at times.
Right.
Although
we could say all three ways.
let's
Yeah,
not.
because there's special
we
teams.
don't have that type
There's
of time.
three ways.
Let's not go with three
Yeah.
ways. Okay.
There's special teams. Yeah.
Although, ironically enough, I never played both ways.
What?
Surprise! No, I didn't. I was only offense.
You weren't on special teams because that counts as both ways.
Oh,
does.
Then, yeah.
So you
Okay.
played.
I don't want the
You
word out
played.
that I was
You got
both
multiple
ways.
ways.
Right.
You
got multiple
ways
touches
in your system.
on the field.
Multiple
Let's
ways.
get back to football. If you're watching with us, you can see this is the first game from what, last season? Or?
Yeah.
This is our season.
And who's in green?
That's Philadelphia Phantoms.
Those of you that are watching, this is not powder puff. These are real hits. This is real offense going on. This is the absolute real. Look at this.
That's
Red.
red.
I see you doing your
That's
thing.
red. That's her again.
Girl, I had a flashback up here.
That was
oh,
a
that was
touchdown
me.
on that one.
Okay, right. So it's gonna be, a little different than what people are used to.
Yeah.
You're going to Boston April the 14th.
Yep.
So you're starting off the season not at home. What are going to be some of the challenges against that Boston team?
Well, it's going to be a challenge first and foremost because they're going to have a game under their belt for the 2018
That's right. They
year.
open April 7th.
So they open
right?
the 7th. Most teams open April. We just happen to have a bye week the first week, which is a good advantage as well because we get to see them on tape.
Sure.
But at the same time, they're accustomed to game speed and that type of stuff. But the challenge is always with them. And I say it. I've said it to a couple of their players before because I'm friends with a couple of their players that you're not going to beat them you're not going to have more talent than them. You're not going to outcoach them. The way you have to beat a team like that is that you have to make less mental mistakes. It's about it's like a mental chess match with them. And so if you make less mental mistakes, that's how you're going to beat a team like that because you're not going to outcoach them. You're not going to you're not going to out talent them on the field, and that's
they
how
are
those
a
games
talented
win.
ball club,
And they're our biggest rivals for every season.
And they're experienced. They have all their players are back as well.
Yeah, and that's going to be it's going to be interesting to watch that ball club change in a couple of years too, because they've got some vets there that as time goes on, it's going to be time for them to hang up those cleats as well.
Right.
So Red, coming off of an injury, talk about how hard that was. Your injury before
the ankle break. As a matter
and
of fact,
getting back.
the irony of the video that just played, that team the season before was a team we were playing against when I had that injury. On the field, when it happened, it felt like my leg got set on fire. You know, and the coaches and the trainers were like, just don't put any pressure on it. Go get checked. They were trying to sell it to me as a high sprain just so I wouldn't freak out while I was on the field.
Right.
I get to the ER and get it checked out, and lo and behold, fibula snap, clean break. Had to go in for surgery June 2nd. I was in a walking boot by July 9th. I was walking and doing physical therapy by mid-September, October. Season started, training camp started. January? I was on the turf.
Back at it.
A
little slower.
A little slower. My 40 went from a 5.2 to like a 6.
It's like a 6.9.
You came back quick.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see you back so quickly. I mean, you're young, so you can do that. I think the first time we talked, I reached out to you after that because
and that was a big help. By the way.
Oh well, thank you. I was just glad that your foot wasn't all the way turned around backwards like mine.
Right. It was doing when it started doing this. I knew there was a problem.
Yeah.
That it wasn't attached very well.
So do you still have pins and plates in yours?
I do. I have a rod and 6 screws in my left ankle.
Oh, I got 5 pins in a plate.
Winning. Running backs, ankle injury. Is it left side, right side?
Yeah, right side.
Left side.
Yeah. Okay.
Thing
Right
was-
side?
Left side.
Right side?
Left side. So, I mean, to be honest with you, there was, and I can tell the coaches were thinking about it as well, getting back into the game, where my mental state was, how I was gonna play. It was an outside run, so knowing that I went back that very next season and our opening game was against a team that broke my leg and I ran a touchdown.
I know that's right. Punish them.
Hey, that was a glory moment, and since then I've just been in the gym and keeping my leg healthy. And trying to keep the rest of my body healthy along with it.
Sweet. Last question for you, Amanda. Being a quarterback of this team, it's not your first year being a quarterback of it, but you're still, I would say, not new to the game. I don't mean that at all, but you're filling shoes of Allison Hamlin, who had played the quarterback for this team since inception.
Literally,
and really, like for real. And those are big shoes to fill. How have you been mentally able to say, kind of own this team and say, this is my team and, I'm going to own this? Like, talk about that a little bit.
I think probably what puts me at ease is honestly the relationship that Allie and I have. I mean, we talk almost every day. And she's the type that she always reassures me for me to be myself and that I don't have to carry myself necessarily the way she did or play the way she did. Which is a fear I had when I came here. Just always being compared and that type of stuff. And it's going to happen because Allie's the only, quarterback basically that DC has known. So it's inevitable that was going to happen. But, what kind of puts me at ease is basically, that Allie reassures me herself. Go out there and just be yourself and create your own identity.
I guess it helps if she is your coach.
Yeah.
Instead of just sitting in the stands,
you
can
that helps a lot.
learn from that. Well, I'm excited for this season. I think it's going to be, a new team, but I think it's going to be you guys. This is the next era, the next generation of the DC Divas. We've been winning in this place for 20 years, and we're going to keep doing that.
What's our total record?
We have like 117 or no more than that.
It's like 140 something and like 20-something losses or something.
That's unheard of.
Something ridiculous.
We win. The Redskins should be so lucky.
Right.
Well, they wear our colors. We don't wear their colors. They wear our colors.
We have 17 conference titles, 3 championships, not to make a count of anything that we have.
Not to count it.
Not to.
Who's keeping it? We're going to need a couple more fingers to count.
We're going to need a few more fingers for our
I know that's right. Tell people how to get to the website and buy tickets and all that kind of stuff. Look in that camera right there.
All right, so dcdivas.com. Click on the tickets. You can get season tickets or you can get game day tickets. They do have discounted price for active duty service members. Kids under the age of 6 are free. The address is
8100 Sheriff Road.
There you go.
PG Sports and Learning Complex, right
in the shadows of FedEx Field.
Parking lot D is the best place to be
FedEx
because
Field
we do
is in the
tailgates
shadows
at
of
the end.
us.
That's right. The only difference
I don't think they heard that at the end.
Our
because
tailgates
these
are
two
better.
Our
tailgates are way better.
That's the best part about
I
it.
need you to bring the vets out to make
the best
them
part
extra.
is tailgating after the game.
Yes. Speaking of partying, don't you go anywhere. It's Thursday Night Tea is coming with Anthony.
Hey,
it's
boy,
36
hey.
Nation. It's been real. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace and hair grease.